Deathwatch.
Welcome back to the Dresden Files, a Deathwatch Productions production, and the conclusion of this little one-shot we're doing. We'll first introduce the players, starting with Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm playing Zach Meyer, aspiring magician down here, about to explode some ghouls with gravity.
I'm Travis. I'm playing ex-detective Martin Caputi, and I am also down here with the ghouls, but I don't have any powers that will help me. I do have a gun, but I don't think it's going to help me either, given Brandon's warning that they're very difficult to kill.
A gun is a power in its own right.
That's true.
As I'm John playing Sean Barnes, only true hero of the group, about to save the girl and play my way out of the tunnels.
Unless he's in wolf form, in which case he eats her.
Okay, so as
some would say that being eaten is another form of being saved.
Well, that's very true. At the end of last session, Zach and Martin were following Sean through these tunnels and then came to an area where they branched, and then down a couple of those other tunnels, some ghouls appeared, and that's where we ended the session. So that's where we'll pick it back up again with Zach.
Given that these are supernatural creatures and are not bound by the law, I'm going to, I don't know if I can target both of them or just the one, whichever is easier. I'm going to gravity one of them, hopefully into a paste, like from Akira when Tetsuo first wakes up and he hits that one guy and he just...
I never seen it.
Oh, Brandon, I know that's a lie.
Okay. All right, so you want to use that in an attack, and then that would be another zone, but you could probably hit both of them with it.
What do you think would be better? Focusing on one or going for both?
Yeah, probably one.
Okay, we'll do for one. I think it says on my sheet that I could go up to 4, but I don't know if that is... No, it's like maybe it was 3. We'll go 3. And that should be 1 stress.
Yeah, so your conviction skill
Okay, yeah.
represents how much power you can gather. And this is evocation, too quick and dirty to use other power sources. So, I mean, this is like magic right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so...
Okay, so 4.
So theoretically, you can call up as much power as you wish, but the dangers increase dramatically.
Yeah, it would be 1 additional stress point after 4
Yeah.
for each. Okay, yeah. So we'll just do the 4. I'll take the 1 stress point. Mm-hmm. And I'm rolling conviction against it.
So what is your conviction?
Great.
Okay. So, where are you? 4. Okay. Yeah, so you'll just... Okay. So basically the way this works is you choose the amount of power that you're going to bring to bear, and then you roll discipline.
Okay.
And your discipline roll must match or exceed the power that you've gathered.
Okay.
And you get to make this roll only once at the instant the spell energy is released. And if you fail the discipline roll, the excess shifts are released as uncontrolled power.
Okay, that I can have affect only me or affect the area or what, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Kind of lash out or control it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so my discipline's a 3 because it's a earth-based and I got my staff.
Okay.
Was it fate point to re-roll or change? How's that work?
Yeah, so you can use a fate point to gain a bonus, to add 1 to any roll, or re-roll everything.
We'll re-roll everything.
Okay.
I failed by 1. My roll canceled itself out, but it's still better than...
All right. So that just means the excess energy is now uncontrolled.
You know,
And that manifests as either Backlash or fallout?
I think I'll risk fallout because I'm kind of selfish like that. And I also think I'm the type of guy that'd be like, we're not immediately next to them. Maybe the fallout won't hit, Caputi.
Right. So that's what you're doing?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll hit Sean.
Fallout?
Hit Sean.
Yeah, fallout affects the environment or other nearby targets, measured in shifts. Difference between your failed discipline roll and the gathered power, and you failed by 1, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got 3 versus a 4. So
You get to choose how much backlash you absorb, with the rest going to the GM as fallout. You're doing fallout. Okay, so I just need to determine what happens here. Fallout means that the spell energies flow into the environment, causing unintended consequences. And so what effect were you going for? Gravity?
yeah.
Like just to slam him against the ceiling or whatever?
I was thinking more
smash him flat or something.
I was thinking more like concentrating it in an area, kind of just smush them.
Okay. All right. And so then how do we do the damage from that? Let me see if I can. Okay, here we go. 1 shift increases the weapon rating by 1. Player, want to mess around. Okay, so then he's got to defend against. He's got to defend against your roll, which was what again? What was your roll?
It was a broke even, so it's a fail. Or do you just want the total?
No, just what it ended up as.
Yeah, it broke even.
Okay, so that would have been mediocre. Okay. Okay. So yeah, you cast this spell, or you release this power at this ghoul. It's not evident to you what, if any, damage was done to him, but you know that some of that power went awry and impacts the environment. So what we'll do is we'll give the scene a aspect of low visibility from all the dust getting kicked up in the tunnel there, so you can't actually see that ghoul anymore. Makes sense?
Yeah, might as well use that as a cover to run for a little bit anyway.
And then Martin, we'll go to you.
Well, I was yelling out, "Get out of here. I can't run at all. You just make sure Diane gets out of this mess." And I'll be pulling my gun out, trying to shoot somebody, but if my vision's blocked.
Well, just in the one tunnel.
Okay.
You can see the other ghoul.
Well, yeah, I'll shoot my pistol at the other one, which is at weapons 2, as far as the stress it inflicts, or at base, I don't know. Then I roll my gun skill. Is that correct?
Mm,
And they can potentially dodge with athletics.
yeah. Yeah, okay.
I got it at superb.
All right. So we'll look at what has he got here? Okay. So he'll try to dodge this with his athletics. But he failed.
Okay, so
He fails to dodge it. So
I think the way I'm reading this is, so I got superb and he rolled
he ended up with a,
because that difference is like the stress that he takes from the attack plus the weapon, from what I'm reading.
he ended up with a good.
So good to superb is a 2-point difference. So it's
Yeah.
2 stress plus 2 for the weapon.
Yeah.
Right. And then if he has armor, I think that might impact it. It would deduct. Yeah. So it would deduct whatever the armor value is from the stress coming in.
Yeah, he don't got no armor.
So yeah, it looks like 4 stress.
So 4 physical stress?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you shoot that ghoul and it just drops him like a brick right there on the ground.
I got you this time. Because last time I needed Sean to save my butt.
Yeah. And then, Sean, you hear that gunshot coming from back behind you down the tunnel that you came through.
Luckily, my hearing's already shut.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's an aspect I'll give both of you, actually.
Sorry about that fallout.
No.
Zach.
I'll give both of you a deafened aspect, unless you want to pay me.
I don't have in my token.
Looks like I got them all. So never mind, you can't pay me. Deafened. How many did you have, Chris?
I have 2 now.
How many did you have, Trevor?
4.
Oh, sure. Okay. Anyway, so John, go ahead.
So, am I hearing anything from up ahead as well, or just the shot from behind?
Yeah. So that's all you hear right now.
All right. Well, I will turn back and start heading back the other way quickly.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you turn around and you're very fast in wolf form, so you can reach them.
Okay.
So basically, I can't remember who came last. Was it you? Were you behind him, or were you behind him going down that tunnel?
I believe I was following him,
Okay.
and I heard something, and I
Yeah,
called him over, and
that's
we were
right.
kind of like, I
Yeah.
think he squeezed in next to me to hold his
Yeah, that's
light.
basically what you see is that they're squeezed in next to each other, and then there's a lot of dust in the air, and that's what you see when you reach them.
Do I see what they're fighting?
No.
Okay.
Could he? Oh, that's right. He doesn't have scent.
Yeah, but that's what you see there. And then let me figure out what these guys do. Okay. So from that tunnel that's full of dust now, this ghoul comes charging. So he's only about 5 feet away when you can see him finally. You can see the dust moving and stuff, but then he bursts out of it, and he's, in his ghoul form, which is hideous, with these long claws, and he's going to attack you, Zach, with his claws.
Is there any sort of attacks opportunity?
No, but no, there isn't.
I'm just wondering because he's running past. What's his name?
Well,
Caputi.
Well, that's true. Yeah, so Martin, he'll be attacking
Sorry,
you.
Caputi.
Get in the way.
So Martin.
Yeah, so the gun makes it so I can't use like fists to defend. I can only use athletics.
So I got a quick question. So does my discipline base, that meant nothing because it was just roll versus his?
Yeah. Well, so the base for discipline is how much power you can draw in to use.
That's conviction, right?
Right. Yeah.
And then the discipline is how much is actually being directed correctly.
Yes.
That's determining the damage.
Right.
All right. So the base is 3 and I broke even on my roll.
Yeah.
So would it still have been 3 and not mediocre?
Oh, I see. From your roll. Yeah, because the base. Yeah.
Okay.
It is. Yeah. So it wouldn't have been like, what did we think it was?
You said it was mediocre because I said the roll broke even.
Okay. All right.
So I was just wondering on that because it's like, because there are some of those times in rules where for some reason it breaks convention
Yeah.
and it doesn't work like everything else in the dang book. So I was wondering if it was one of those.
Okay. So we'll give him, and so that was weapon 4, right?
I guess if that's how it's going, if it's essentially a force, like if it Shadowrun, it would have been force 4.
Yeah.
But I don't know how the fallout would have worked because there was one fallout. So maybe it would have only been 3.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me mark that down then here.
Trying to work on sleight of hand to impress James. He gets dang near violent.
How did that?
Yeah, because there's like where I can
Right.
do the quick one like that. He'll just straight up like, no, what's going on? I start trying to grab my hands. It's like, you calm down, buddy. But yeah, it doesn't work with these because they're too big. But
Right. Oh.
so I'm gonna try to get him with quarters on that one. See how he reacts.
All right. So anyway, this school will use fists against you.
Yeah.
Well, claws, but fists.
Well, I'll pencil my athletics in at my last fair slot.
Okay.
I used to be in shape. And I'll try to defend myself.
All right.
So I got great defense.
Okay. All right. So you have won that roll. So the attack fails.
Okay. Old and wily. I was reading a little bit further. I guess the ghoul I shot might have this option, but it says anytime a character takes stress, they may opt to take a consequence to reduce the amount.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, if that guy had hit me, I could take like a moderate consequence, which would cancel out 4 stress.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be, for example, like a belly slash, bad first-degree burn, twisted ankle, exhausted, drunk, and that lasts until the end of the next session before you're recovered.
Yeah,
Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's how.
Because most hits, because I only got 2, will probably take me out.
Yeah. Yeah, just my unimportant NPCs.
Right, yeah. Saving it for the big bads.
Yeah.
No, I get it. That's kind of cool, though. I kind of like that.
So what happens to me? Do I just pass out or do I go mad?
I think it just has to be, it depends, because there's mild, moderate, severe consequences you can take. So, but I like the idea of me not having much on my stress track, but just loading up consequences.
Yeah.
It's like cool for an old detective, you know.
Bruce Willis at the end of Die Hard.
Yeah.
Got glass in my feet.
Okay. Zach.
See, now, like, what does happen when I run my mental track? Because I think I remember reading something about convictions, and it was like, I'm taking 1 no matter what.
Oh, when you reach the end of your
Yeah.
mental track?
Because I only got 2 more spells in me, and I'm basically useless after that.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me check.
But that said, while you're checking that, how could I fight this guy? Does athletics work, or is that only dodging?
No, I think there's fists is what you'd use, or weapon if you had a blade or something.
I got that staff.
Yeah, that might be its own. I think it's, let me look at the skills list. Weapons just covers it all. That's distance weaponry, melee combat, melee defense, weapon knowledge. Looks like you have fists, guns, weapons. Look like all the physical combat skills.
For athletics?
No. Athletics is your dodging skill.
All right, oh, man. I don't know if I should blast when you're this close to him.
Did you pencil in all your fares and averages yet?
No, I got 1 fair left and 2 average.
Yeah, what's your athletics in it?
Great. I'm on a scholarship.
Yeah. Well, it says other physical actions under athletics. I wonder if that skill is like the wrestling skill.
I don't know if I want to wrestle a ghoul.
Oh, that's just the catch-all for when in doubt, use athletics.
All right. I'll go in. I'll do the same thing, except we'll go in at force 3 and hope for the best here. So here goes the discipline at a +3.
Power it up with some fate points. Oh,
No.
Good roll.
Fantastic.
You gonna cover me in ghoul gunk?
Oh, and I take 1 more. So yeah, basically the same thing, except I'll kind of tap the ghoul with the staff this time. I like to think that it helps him focus it more on the ghoul itself, whereas before it got all wonky at range.
Okay. All right, so heal.
Fantastic.
No. Yeah, I can't find what happens.
I wonder if
I think it's when you start getting consequences.
So I just start getting trauma.
Yeah.
All right.
So you like take a consequence to reduce your spell stress?
I can't reduce it below 1.
So you always take a minimum of 1?
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the attack you did?
So 6 total. So fantastic.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all applied to him.
All right. Huh.
Assuming you can, that was your discipline?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's how much damage you apply. So basically, I don't know, whatever you think should happen.
Oh, I Akira him. I tap him and he just like compresses, and then like part of that compression just escapes out onto the cave wall.
That ain't right even for ghouls.
But I'm looking pretty haggard now. Probably because you go around popping ghouls like that.
Heck, you learned something like that.
Yeah, so I mean, that pretty much This puts an end to that particular ghoul. And then, so Martin.
We have a third one. Is that the one that's out of sight now?
No, you don't. There was a second. There were two.
Just
right?
the two?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll look around, make sure that is truly the case, and then holster my weapon if I feel satisfied.
Yeah. I mean, that other one you can see that you shot is still just down on the ground.
Well, that went better than I thought it would.
And then, Sean, you hear a woman scream coming from back down the tunnel that you just came back through.
All right.
All right. Yeah,
But you guys don't hear that
I will
because you can hardly hear anything.
Point.
perk up my ears and growl and start going back down the tunnel.
All right. I'll follow him. I think he'll probably outpace me, but I'll try to keep pace with him. I'm pretty fast.
Okay. And you going to follow?
Yes. I think he pantomimed, let's carry on, so I'll fall in line.
Okay. So, you're, Sean, you pretty quickly you immediately outpace your companions. But when you reach the end of this tunnel, you can see that there's like, part of a brick foundation, and then there's actually a wooden door set in it, and then you can see light spilling out from underneath and around it. It's not a very well fitting door, but that's where you hear the screaming, and as you approach it, you can actually hear somebody chanting as well.
Okay. How long would it be for them to catch up?
Probably about 30 seconds.
Yeah, this might go better if we're in a group. So I'll
Don't you
wait.
charge in, though?
He can't open the door. He's a dog.
Oh,
Yeah, I have
saved.
to change back
Saved
and
by
then
year.
change again. Figure that'd be maybe at least half the time. Although I
Just
do
scratch
have
the
an
bottom of the door.
aspect that would probably disagree with me waiting.
Can I roll an athletics to try to get there quicker?
Yeah.
Because I was going to try to keep pace with him.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it.
Great.
All right. So you don't keep pace, but you get there well ahead of Martin.
Okay.
I'll get there when I get there. You go on. I'm already out of...
Now, had either of you taken stress?
No,
Mental.
not yet.
Yeah, so that can be gone now.
Oh, okay.
The stress is not lasting. And usually you can shake it off between scenes or
Yeah.
whenever you have a moment to compose
I
yourself.
think the idea really is to take consequences to stay in the fight
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
longer, and then those are the things that carry. It's really weird because it was like they were very clear not to have you, like if you took 3 stress, you fill in bubble 3, not 1 and 2, just 3.
Yeah.
And I have to read more to get clarification on why that is.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
Because I think if maybe they're going for something like if you took 3 and then you later took a 2, you fill in bubble 2. If you later took a 1, you fill in bubble 1. Maybe you don't start adding until all those bubbles are filled
Yeah.
up or something. I don't know.
I think we should take the consequences and just convert it to flaws
Oh,
and
right.
Shadowrun.
Yeah, because once you've got it filled up, then any more that you get, you're either taken out, knocked out, or you need to take consequences to absorb that.
Oh, okay. So it's like consequences are taken out once they're okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So once you've reached that point and you're with your spells, for example, the mental stress of casting the spells, and you go over that, like, then we would need to say, here's a consequence, and it'll be like, anything
Bad
from
headache,
a bad headache for a few
blurry
days,
vision.
yeah, stuff like that, all the way up to you go insane and smear poop on the walls or whatever.
Using gravity, though, right?
I do that when I'm not stressed. Wizard school.
That's a great stress reliever. Used to do it all the time back in college.
Yeah, so like mild consequences
Blame it on the burp.
can cancel out 2 stress, and they'll last for like 1 scene. And that's things that you would say walk it off to or rub some dirt on it, like bruises or a black eye, whatever. And then moderate can cancel 4 stress. And that's stuff like cut across the belly or a bad burn, something that you're going to need to
Look after.
attend to afterwards.
Okay.
And then severe is like, really bad, broken leg, cut off hand, whatever. So that's how that works. Anyways, you guys catch up to to Sean there, and you can see this door with light coming. And now that you guys are closer, you can hear a sound coming from that room, but your hearing is not recovered totally. So it's a sound. It like someone has the TV on at the other end of the house, Yeah.
All right. I'll raise my staff, kind of like I'm ready, hoist it, I guess. Nod to, was it Martin?
Yeah. And Sean was here waiting for us to open the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took me a beat to catch up if you did hoof it a little faster, because one of my, what do they call aspects is I just don't do that. I don't do chasing or running anymore. But yeah, so I'll get up and I'm like, if they give me the nod, I'll pull out my gun again and open the door.
Hey, Martin, I offer this fate point to you.
I take it.
Without question.
What am I doing?
None of your business.
Okay.
And so you're going to be the one to open the door?
Yeah.
All right. So Martin opens the door, and in this relatively small subterranean chamber, it's hard to tell if it ever had a specific purpose or if it was just part of the design of the foundation that was made use of. You see that Eric has Diane bound on the floor there, and he's in the midst of chanting to perform some spell. And she's like wriggling and trying to get loose, but the bonds are too tight. But that's what you see.
So the way I imagine this is, since Sean was there in wolf form waiting for the door, it's like when I let an excited dog out. So I get that door open enough. Does he like bolt between my legs, knock me over?
Do you, Sean?
I was just gonna
that's
leave the
kind of
opportunity
what I was waiting for. Is as soon as the door opens, I was gonna rush in and start biting stuff.
I like to think that as we're waiting for Martin to catch up, he's or like panting and doing that whining noise. It's like, I'm waiting. I'm not going in there.
Get the door, Zach.
All right. So as you burst in that room, Sean, you see, which Martin and Zach can't see from their angle, along the wall in the corner is another dude holding a pistol, or like the same civilian version of the MAC-10 of the guy that you'd encountered in Diane's office. And as soon as you burst in that room, he, reacts to you and starts to raise that gun. But we'll say that you guys have the element of surprise here. So you go first, Sean. Okay. So Eric's standing there about 10 feet away in the center, and he's doing some casting and chanting, and then that guy's over there starting to raise his pistol.
How many, what are they called, zones away is Eric and
one.
The other guy? One? Okay.
Yeah, we're all in one zone here.
All right, yeah, I'll go after the guy with the gun first.
Could we have just zoned the ghouls?
No.
Oh,
Doesn't work that way.
train.
So here's some aspects of this scene. It's dark and dank, and there's old stonework or some aspects of this scene. The only light in this room is coming from there's 4 or 5 candles that he's put in sort of a circle around Diane. That's the only light in this room. So it's really dark.
Is he standing near them? Like, is he within their light?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead, Sean.
Okay, so I'll do, I guess I'll roll fists.
Right, because you're going to attack the gunman?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't like...
That's a legendary.
Yeah, and he will He will try to dodge with his athletics.
Now you get the the letting the dog out of the house moment where they take off in a random direction you're not expecting
Yeah.
them to go.
Yeah.
What the?
What the heck?
He's
No,
over there, boy.
Get the
Okay.
guy.
So to make your roll, you did, okay. And you ended up with
An 8 total, so that'd be a legendary.
legendary. All right.
Don't have to worry about him for long.
And he ended up with, okay, so you won that. So you go ahead and do your damage.
What do
which
I do?
is,
There,
so your weapon,
my weapon is treated as a 4 in wolf
Yeah.
form, which is like military grade apparently.
yeah, well, yeah. So that's how much it does.
Dang, dude. OP.
But now
Chomping fools. You should try it.
I know.
I don't know if it's increased by I don't know if it gets increased by how much over his defense you rolled. I think it doesn't.
Do we do that wrong with the gun?
No,
Or is this
I
something
think the
unique
gun's
about
different.
his
Yeah.
deal?
And then
If the attacker wins, the shifts he acquires. Oh, right, because your roll was 8. So never mind. It's not the defense roll. It's, where is this? Yeah, so we'll say. and so that would have been 4, and he has. Okay, so this would have him taken out. So how would you want to do that?
just
Just bite out his throat or something?
yeah, go for the throat. As rush in and quickly do one of those quick
Bite and
dog
shake.
turns. Yeah, was leap and take his throat, and I don't think they. Well, yeah, it was like if I can, go throw my head side to side as we're coming down, just to tear it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you've done enough damage that the consequence of this would be he's dead. So, all right. And then between Martin and Zach, who's got the highest alertness?
I think it's him.
Yeah, I make great.
So you go next,
Yeah, so
which I suppose makes sense since you opened the door.
Sean kind of darted off in a direction because I didn't see that guy initially.
Dang,
But I for sure saw Eric. So, yeah, I'll try a threat. I'm not very good at this part of it, though.
shoot the girl.
So I'm going to try to threaten Eric. Intimidation. I think it's like a social conflict.
Social conflict.
Threat versus his conviction.
Yeah.
I'll just tell him, and what makes the threat is my gun pointed at him. I'll be like, Eric, you quit that chanting. Let Diane go. You still got a chance out of this.
Okay. All right. So
I slotted that in one of my average slots, so it's not very good, but we'll give it a whirl. I didn't see a way for my aspect to get into it, so I just rolled fair.
and his role is superb.
Okay.
So you don't stress him
Yeah,
mental or socially.
just not that I don't look intimidating anymore. So
All right, yeah.
even with a gun,
Does he
so
take social stress?
hopefully,
No, I mean he would have, but no, you don't.
hopefully Zach will make good on.
I
my
kind of,
threat.
I
Just
kind of
pop
like
'em.
the idea that social stress because it's like, oh, I'm gonna be intimidating. The guy's like, no, and then you're like, oh, I feel so embarrassed now. That's what happened to me with that gangbanger.
Okay. Then you.
Is this an earthen floor or a rocky floor anyway?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to try to just form a earthen spike, impale him.
Okay.
So 3 is what I'm gonna start it at, and then discipline. Here we go. Starts it good. What is it? I can spend fate to mess with 1.
Yeah.
How so? Like re-roll it or make it a success?
Yeah. To add 1 to the roll.
Okay, so add 1.
Yeah.
So it becomes a 4. So great.
Okay. Okay. So a great, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Where are you? So this is against Eric.
Wizard battle.
All right. So he'll try to defend against this.
With Terramancy, I'm basically an ogre throwing rocks, so...
Oh, dang. You won.
Oh.
Yeah, you won that roll.
Oh, okay, I won. I thought you said he won.
No, you won. It's just a really bad roll on his part. Okay. So then you're having this stone spike hit him.
Yeah, I'm picturing it just popping up from the ground.
Okay.
Preferably at an angle, because I don't like the idea of it appearing right below him.
Yeah. And then what was the damage?
Base was 3 and then +1, so
4.
4.
Okay.
Yeah, so Martin does his threat. And I don't see that it looks like he's doing...
Wouldn't have worked on me.
Yeah, so I kind of thunk my staff on the ground and cause a spike to shoot up.
All right. So that'll be physical stress. So then he will. So this stone spike comes out, stabs him like, right in the small of the back, and it looks like it was going to do more, but he rolls off of it. You can see blood dripping on the floor, but he's still standing.
Wily one.
Yeah, it's almost like he spent a fate point. But so that's you. All right, and then that guy's dead. And so now he's got nothing but, a look of surprise on his eyes because he didn't expect any of you. And so it's obviously his chanting stopped, but now he does look over in your direction to return your attack.
Mm-mm.
So he'll be doing an air attack.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He was bashing stuff with air, huh?
Mm-hmm. So we'll get his discipline here.
Air, my one weakness.
Discipline roll to control an attack. Also okay. So you'll need to defend.
With?
Well, discipline.
Okay. Can it be conviction?
Just
Yeah.
windmill your
It can?
arms, and you'll defeat air attacks.
Yeah.
I think it can.
I'll
We'll say it can.
I'll blow air really hard back the other way. All right, so conviction. 5. So superb.
Okay. So that means what happens in a tie?
Mm-hmm. Ties.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a tie goes to the defender or attacker type of game.
They should settle with fate points.
You could you use all yours.
Not yet.
You could invoke your superiority one to add a bonus to this roll. It's like no way a mere sorcerer could overcome my ability.
Okay, if the attacker wins, translate to defender wins, the attack fails. If the attacker and defender tie, the attacker connects with the defender, but without a weapon or some other stress booster. The margin of 0 means no stress will be inflicted. So, I mean, you can feel the power of it, but it doesn't do anything to you.
Defend it somehow with magic.
Yeah.
Guy
you
was
just
strong.
Blocked it just enough that, so back to you then, Sean.
All right. I will
Right?
try
boy.
the same thing with Eric.
It's like those damn wolves in Castlevania, just run around jumping.
Yeah.
He's already got a hole in his back. You can get it.
The
Tasty
juicy
bits.
innards.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're just doing
This
your fists
one
or whatever?
was superb this time.
Just poke your nose right
So
in there.
5.
Start chomping.
Get some nice spinal cord juice.
Okay. No. Yeah, you're successful.
So now we get to sit here.
He basically like stands up straight and then pulls his head back as far as he can so you get the perfect shot at his throat there.
I like the image though of me and Martin standing there, and then just the Eric screams in the background and like eating noises.
So,
All right.
yeah, I'll like couple steps and and then leap through the air again. And after I bring him down this time, though, I'll drop the throat and then stand there looking back at those two with my tongue lolling out, like in all the nature documentaries.
Yeah.
Was a good boy.
Nice. It's a good image. All right. So he's down. He's dead.
There's
He's not
only
gonna get
one
back
more
up
to
from
kill.
Don't kill Diane.
And so then there's just Diane there. And you release her, and she says, thanks. This is a ley line. He was going to use it to empower his spell to enthrall me. And he would have succeeded if not for you. You've saved me. You get
But
free coffee.
Before that, my aspect says, I don't know, Diane, I kind of like you this way.
Zach finished the job.
I'll tie it up. Sorry. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for the info.
Yeah.
Dump Diane. Let's get you out of here.
It's one of the rare moments she was caught in a cut scene. And
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
He was going to use the ley line to do what?
to empower his enthrall spell to make her love him.
Oh,
And
Keep
I had to try that.
Damocles Raven Bud, whatever his name is, out of here.
so, and basically, I mean, that's the end of this, but you saved Diane, and this is where you would learn and report to your master that ley line runs underneath Fort McHenry, and that's what he was using. Not a lot of people knew about it, but now the White Council does. Not that that means anything, but you know it's here. And ley lines generally are always going to attract the wrong sort of person to it, but now you know it's here underneath Fort McHenry, and you go back to town, and life goes on. And then after a couple of days, when Diane's past the trauma and business is going again, you all meet up there at the Neutral Grounds coffee shop and bookstore. And as you step inside, there's no other customers in there, and she hasn't hired help yet from the two that got moitered. But standing on top of a table there with his sword drawn and his trench coat on, you see Damocles Ravenborn, and he's got his sunglasses on, and he takes them off, and he says, and maybe if we play again, we'll find out what Damocles Ravenborn said. That's the end of
Wolf attack, gunshot, and
that's the end of this little experiment with the Dresden Files RPG, which I think has a lot of potential if we knew it better.
yeah, I
Now
like some of
I
that.
understand it a little better now than I did when we first started, but even
Yeah.
still,
Well, all the negative
I
was
think
just
it would
trying
go-
to figure it out,
yeah.
looking through the rule book, but like figuring it out, I liked her. This has been a Deathwatch production. Thank you for listening.